This is Aishwarya from Maryland. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna, this is Radha Seva from Gaithersburg, Maryland. Dandavat Pranams Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Maharajas.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Rita from Clarksville, Maryland.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining.
Hare Krishna Puja Mataji, Madhana Pranam to you and all the devotees on the call. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining. Anybody
Hare
else?
Krishna, Mataji, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunj Rasadas from Germantown, Maryland. I started the recording already. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much for joining. Is our speaker has joined?
Yes, Mataji, Yugal Kishore Prabhu is there.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhuji from Detroit, and Prabhuji is going to enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, verse 22 onwards. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. And whenever you are ready, please take over the call.
ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति पदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी श्रीराधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभुनित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे दुःखं करोति वाचालं पुंगं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुन्दनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठावतले श्रीमति भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिते नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवान् प्रचारिणे विशेषण्यवादि पश्चादिस्तारणे हरे कृष्ण असंकल्पा जयेत् कामं क्रोधं कामविवर्जनात् अर्थानार्थे क्षया लोभं भयं तत्त्वावमर्शनात्. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 15, text number 22. The top chapter entitled Instruction for All Civilized Human Beings. So these are the instructions to the civilized human beings. Means, Aryans, who is civilized? Aryan means, one day I asked one lady, so, the chapter name is Civil Instruction to Civilized Beings. Let me read the translation and purport, then we'll discuss. By making plans, translation based doing this, by making plans with determination, one should give up lusty desires for sense gratification. Similarly, by giving up envy, one should conquer anger. Hare Krishna. By discussing the disadvantages of accumulating wealth, one should give up greed. And by discussing the truth, one should give up fear. Purport by doing this, Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has suggested how one can conquer lusty desires for sense gratification. One cannot give up thinking of women, for in this way is natural. Even while walking on the street, one will see so many women. However, if one is determined not to live with a woman, even while seeing a woman, he will not become lusty. If one is determined not to have sex, he can automatically conquer lusty desires. The example given in this record is that even if one is hungry, if on a particular day he is determined to observe fasting, he can naturally conquer the disturbances of hunger and thirst. If one is determined not to be envious of anyone, he can naturally conquer anger. Similarly, one can give up the desire to accumulate wealth simply by considering how difficult it is to protect the money in one's possession. If one keeps a large amount of cash with him, is always anxious about keeping it properly. Thus, if one discusses the disadvantages of accumulating wealth, he can naturally give up business without difficulty. Hare Krishna. What a powerful verse it is actually. Ladies and gentlemen, Dev Prabhu's and Mataji's, I neither have any qualification nor have any realization. So I seek the blessings of all of you so that I can speak whatever I heard in the past. Also, falling into lotus feet, I definitely seek your blessings so that I hope I won't commit any mistake in this endeavor. Hare Krishna. How many of you agree the verse is very powerful? Right? So, what a verse it is, huh? Shaknoti have yashodam praksari vimokshnat kama krodadbhavam begam sayuktasya sukhi nara. So, Krishna says in Gita, before leaving this world, a person who gives up the forces of lust, anger, and of course greed, kama krododbhavam begam, they come like a force. Not that you get a phone call tomorrow, 4 o'clock I'm coming. It's true with lust, it's true with anger actually. Should be true with greed also. Same thing with envy also. So these are the instructions to the civilized beings. Spirituality is not temple you go, not organization you follow. But is our the desire to enjoy, the lust is going down or not? Is our anger going down or not? Is our envy going down or not? Is our greed going down or not? What is Kali Yuga? Whatever is wrong is promoted on large scales as a correct thing, even by government sometimes, even by parents sometimes, even by the society sometimes. That is Kali Yuga. Three things are in this verse. Amazing verse actually. Srimad Bhagavatam is great. Srimad Bhagavatam, Amalam Puranam, Amalam Prema Apmarto Mahan. So Bhagavatam is actually what are the obstacles to awaken that love of God? Here it is mentioned. We need to get rid of lust. And envy is if we give up the root cause, actually, anger is because of the lust. But very interestingly, what is that? Kama yesha krodesha rajoguna samudbhava mahasana mahapatma vidhi ena vairinam. Arjuna, what is the root cause of anger? Lust. This is the enemy. Is the for those people who are on the path of self-realization. Mahasana Mahapatma Vidhi Ena Vairanam Vairi. So this is a formidable enemy. What is that enemy? Lust. When it is unfulfilled, lust means desires. Desires to enjoy independent of Krishna. If we can, so what is the root cause of anger? Lust. So people come to temples with a list. My Lord, give me that, give me this, give me that, give me this. If Krishna fulfills your desires. Krishna means basically whichever temples they go, even demigods, without Krishna's sanction, they cannot give us benedictions. They cannot sanction and they cannot give us boons. So, if our desires are fulfilled, we become greedy. We become proud also. And proud becomes arrogance. So, when our desires are fulfilled, we become greedy. We have more desires to be fulfilled, and we become greedy, and that greed brings arrogance and pride. And when neighbors, whatever desires we have, those desires, whatever desires we have to acquire things. When neighbors acquire those things, we become envious. And when our desires are not fulfilled, karma is not satisfied, krodha. That's why when we go to temple, we should not ask Krishna to fulfill any of our desires, but pure devotion service, ideally. So when our desires are not fulfilled, anger will come. Neighbors' desires are fulfilled, envy will come. So it is all actually a network of illusion. And very interestingly, all these days, based on Bhagavad Gita, I'm thinking, so lust is the root cause of unfulfilled lust is the root cause of anger. But today, in this verse, Srila Prabhupada is telling, if you want to control your anger, give up envy. Wow. Why? If you want to, so actually there are three things here. What are the three things? With the determination, you can give up lusty desires. If you give up envy, you'll conquer anger. Amazing. Why envy? Means you have desires. Actually, envy has lust in it. Why envy has lust in it? You have desires, which, independent of Krishna, you want to enjoy. That's a desire, of course. But when neighbor or colleague or somebody, anybody relative, he acquired things that we wanted to acquire, then it will trigger envy. It's also, so there is an element of lust in envy also. Krishna, my Lord, why you are giving to them? Why not me? You really do not know. So when we are envious of anybody, we are envious of Krishna actually. So then, first point is, with determination, we should give up lusty desires. By giving up envy, we should conquer. Second point. Third thing, by discussing the disadvantages of accumulating wealth, one should give up greed. Hare Krishna. Because whole world is behind all these things. Amazing. And by discussing the truth, one should give up fear. Wow. We can speak days on these verses, these 4 points. Now, so Prabhupada is writing. Okay, now I'll tell you this. You're all listening.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Interesting.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, what is Krishna speaks of 12 verses in Bhagavad Gita, 2.12. Krishna just starts preaching actually. So, aswachanam aswachatum prajnavadascha bhashase gatasona gatasoscha non suchanti pandita. Arjuna, you're lamenting like you're speaking things like a pandit, but like a pandita, but look, you don't know anything. Krishna really that's how Krishna is beginning Bhagavad Gita, preaching to Arjuna with. But 2.1 to 2.30, 18 verses continuously Krishna is telling you are not the body, you're not the body, you're not the body, you're not the body. Why? When you think you're this body, the first instruction of Krishna, the first instruction Krishna is emphasizing is only one point: you're not the body. the first instruction of Krishna's emphasis on you are not this body, it's very difficult to realize. Hare Krishna. What to speak of the rest of the instructions that are given? When we think we are this body, what happens? What is the first qualification? When we think we are this body, it is prominent. The desire to satisfy the senses becomes prominent. Our desire to satisfy the senses, they become prominent. Hare Krishna. And in the of all the desires, lust means, honestly speaking, sense enjoyment, sex desire, the proper rights there. That is just one aspect of lust, sex desire. What is real lust? Many years I couldn't get this answer. Hey, Prahlad is telling to Narasimha Swami next week. This weekend is actually Narasimha Chaturdashi. My Lord, I have the problem. I have lusty desires. 5-year-old boy, pure devotee. Supreme Lord has manifested, has come in the most ferocious form to protect him and perform the surgery to his father, Hiranyakasipu, to get, to remove his envy in his heart. So Prahlad is telling him lusty. Honestly speaking, I couldn't understand. But finally, I heard one lecture. Lust means not the sex desire alone, enjoying with the opposite sex. Lust means any desire you have, which is actually independent from the desire of Krishna. That is lust. Anyway, that's a point. But in Prabhupada is talking about this gross,
Excuse me, Prabhuji, can you repeat that? What did you say about lust?
Any desire you have, that is different from the desire of Krishna, that is lust only. I want to build a home. I want to do masters. I want to do PhD. I want to buy a Tesla car. I want everyone to know I'm very famous. I want everyone to know I sing very well. If these are not Krishna, these are not the desires Krishna has for you, it means it's lust only. Are you understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you. So basically, it is Maya.
Of course. So, but Prabhupada is telling, quoting Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, it is natural to think of opposite sex. For man, woman is Maya. For woman, man is Maya. So anyway, I began this today's class with saying, when you are in bodily consciousness, what is very prominent? Lust is prominent. That's why sometimes I travel, people wear very costly watches, people wear costly jewelry, so many items on the body. Means what? Body mandanam lokaranjanam. Apranasya dehasya mandalam lokaranjanam. There is verses there in Bhagavatam. These are all decorations of a dead body. Body is dead. What is animating the body? Soul. So when you are decorating your body, all these things, what you're telling? My dead body is costlier than your dead body. Hare Krishna. What is animating the body? Soul. So we are telling others, neighbors, everyone, my body, my dead body is costlier than your dead body by decorating all this jewelry. Sometimes people come to Bhakti Ruksha with all these things. Means what? Bhakti Ruksha, they are learning they are not this body. But, so theory is actually Jnana and Vijnana, two different things. Jnana means theory, theoretical knowledge, acquisition of theoretical knowledge. Vijnana means realization. One should have the realization. That's why Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. 3 things. I'm repeating again. When we attend a class, 3 things should happen. What is that? Shravanam, listen. With an intent to Mananam. What did he speak? Why he spoke like that? What is that I should apply? And then so Mananam, you repeat in your mind after the class is over. Nididhyasanam, yes, I should do these things. I should apply this. I should change. If these 3 things are not there, 1 hour later, we will be able to retain only 10%. 1 day later, 0. We don't remember anything. How many of you agree?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So these three things are important. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. So it's natural to Prabhupada is writing, it is natural to think of opposite sex. Man think of woman, woman think of man. But first thing, there are two things in this. I will cut. No matter what. Okay, two things. Brahmachari thinks, I want to focus my energy. I want to focus my energy. I want to focus my energy to pursue self-realization. I want to go back to Godhead. What is keeping me in this world is actually lust. One day I was meditating, can I share my realization?
Sure, Prabhuji. We would love to hear.
What keeps anybody in this world is actually lust. Because as soon as, sometimes people in India, they think children are God, children are God. No, definitely not. Children are not God. And Freud proved, 2 months old child has lust in it. But the only thing is the senses are not developed. That's why lust doesn't manifest, but it is there. Once the senses start manifesting, start growing, like 12, 13, 14, then the lust starts manifesting. Then I need to study. I need to get a job. I need to enjoy. And then we only, this is the one motive. London, they did the survey, 3 questions. What course you want to study? What career you want to choose? What spouse you want to take? 3 questions. They did this survey in college. So they found out first 2 questions, what course you want to study? I mean, what education you want to go for? And the major you want to go for, and the second one, what career, what type of job you want to choose. People spend only 10 to 15%. 10 to 15%. But rest 85% they meditate on what type of spouse they want to they want to accept. So Prabhupada calls it a Maithuna Agara, shackles of sex desire. But how do you overcome that? The determination. You overcome that with the determination. So okay, 19 years, okay, 2 things. Brahmachari means no, I will not do it. Thoughts may come. It's natural property, but I will not do it. I want to use that energy to go back to Godhead. But then, Grihastha, some people, no, I want to, I want to pursue my path of bhakti in a Grihastha ashram. I accept, a spouse and but I enter into this ashram with a desire to purify myself. So I cannot do it alone, I need support. Perfect. So accept, a spouse and a wife and husband together, they pursue the path of self-realization in Grihastha ashram. So dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. Krishna is not rejecting sex life. But the sex life that is meant to procreate, give birth to children, and grow them in Krishna consciousness is perfect. Dharma, it creates punya actually. Piety, it gives piety. It's pious. If you do the same thing for pleasure, for Krishna's pleasure, to give birth to Krishna conscious children, it's even bhakti. Hare Krishna. But we should not do wrong things. No illicit relationships. Prabhupada came to America, and Prabhupada said no boyfriend, girlfriend. Prabhupada only performed marriage actually. Then the second one, is envy. This envy there. So the lust keeps on. People give birth to children as though I only have children. They start the rest of the life working for the children, working for the betterment of the, I need a home, I need a car, I know my relatives, spouse relatives, I need to prove to them I'm very successful. So in that way, it's a bondage of, it's a network of bondage. It's not easy. That's why, Prabhupada writes it, Maithunagar, shackles of sex desire. Then that will trigger actually, more and more it pushes in the bodily consciousness. And the whole world is behind this. Then what happens is, to prove ourselves to the relatives, let me get this, let me go to America, let me go here, let me become a doctor, let me become an engineer, let me have a high standard of life. This is all bodily consciousness. There is no Krishna in that. If Krishna is there, this fever has to go down. Then this will trigger envy. I should be, my brother and sister should study nicely, but not better than me. That will trigger, that's envy. It will go a little further. My sister's children should study nicely, not better than my children. It becomes, when you become grandfather, my grandchildren should be better than others' grandchildren. Wow, envy. So then what happens? When somebody is doing better than us, we become angry. Hare Krishna. Because lust is there in envy. Everyone is listening.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
So then what is this? The whole world is, what is that? Behind is illusion. What is that? Money. If you have money and a strong sexual desire, a sense enjoyment, you'll be happy. Who is promoting this? Universities. Do you all know this? Universities are actually, American universities are Christian evangelical centers. As the Kali started progressing, Yale University, they're all Christian evangelical centers to promote spiritual education, to go back to Godhead. But what happened as Kali started progressing, people stopped coming to the churches. Then one day, one great Mahatma got a beautiful idea, wonderful idea. What is that? Instead of promoting spiritual education, why not we promote material education to make one's life better? So these churches are converted into universities only with a view to converting, with view to uplifting the human standards of life. Telephone connection in less than 1 day it should happen. So different variety of so many items, so many to build a home. There is revolution in building homes, and revolution in making roads, cars. Very interestingly, definitely the standard of life appeared to have become better, but in this process, but it did not increase the happiness of the human being. People became busy, and people became so busy, and today what is the end result? People are frustrated, stressed out, depressed. Hare Krishna. So the money, Prahlad is the one who says money is honey. Even devotees want money. And sannyasis and brahmacharis want money. But of course, they utilize it in Krishna service. After our life, what is the next thing that is very dear? Money. And the problem with money is, if you do not know how to utilize in Krishna service, that Lakshmi, that Lakshmi is chanchala, flickering. If you don't utilize Lakshmi in the service of Krishna, Narayan, that Lakshmi will become Durga. The famous Motilal Industries founder, owner, Arvind Motilal, he said this. If Lakshmi ji wants to come to my home, I'll tell, please stop, mother. Hold on. Don't come. I have a question for you. Are you coming to my home the way you have entered Ayodhya? Are you coming to my home the way you have entered Lanka? Sita ji is Lakshmi, right? When Mother Sita entered Ayodhya, Ayodhya flourished. But Ravan forcefully brought Sita, Mother Sita, and he, separating and having separated her from Ram. In 10 months, he lost 10 heads. Correct. So, that Sita who went to Ayodhya is Durga. So, Arvind Motilal says, Sita ji, if you are coming to my home the way you entered Ayodhya, please come. I'm very happy. In other words, accumulating wealth is not wrong. Earning wealth is not wrong. One has to make sure they don't become greedy. One day, what is his name? Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj. He lived probably 145 years. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj, he has a servant. He would carry him in the basket. Vipin Vihari. Vipin Vihari. So one person donated. Jagannath, this is like probably 100, 200 years old story. Donated 1 rupee. Those days 1 rupee is very big actually. So he took 1 rupee and he was carrying. So in the basket, they walked 1 mile. Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj said, Vipin Vihari, please stop. I'm not feeling comfortable. Do you have any money? Yes, Babaji Maharaj. That person gave it to us. How much? 1 rupee coin. Those days, I think coins are all gold only. Gold or silver. Let us go back. So he went back and he gave that 1 rupee coin to him and said, thank you very much. We don't need this. We depend on Krishna. Wow. I'm feeling so much inconvenience, and my sadhana was affected. Amazing. So I don't know how you handle all this. All the wealth. When we travel, purposefully I tell I'm a monk and I don't have a income for more than 2 decades. Only to remind people you can live without money. You can live with you can live with the grace of Krishna. Otherwise, what happens is today, the myth, the illusion. The more money you have, the more you will be happy. What is the comedian name? Comedian Jim Carrey. In an award function, he said, I pray everyone get what they want. A palatial mansion, a fatty paycheck, and I want big job that fetches him big salary. Then they will realize this is not the solution for happiness. Because the more you acquire, and when you are not utilizing it in Krishna service, money brings fear. But there is nothing wrong earning it, provided we know how to utilize it in the service of Krishna. That's why one time His Holiness Radhana Swami said in a lecture, earn with integrity, spend with compassion. In a portion. Rupa Goswami says 50%. I know it's not practical nowadays. Some people may be doing it. So earn with the integrity. No illegal means. So I travel and I see in the Detroit Bitcoin currency. So all cheating actually. It's a Durga money actually. It's also there's anything wrong with illegal ways of earning money is actually Durga. It'll do, definitely it'll bring problems in the life, even if you have the 12th. So earn with integrity and spend with compassion. That is a statement he made. So the next one is what is that? So there is nothing wrong in earning wealth. Why not? Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribir Edamana. Can you hear? Sorry, I got a phone. Janmaishwarya Shruta Shribir Edamana Madapuman Naivarhatya Bijatum Vai Tvamakinchana Gocharam. Who's telling this? Kunti. My lord, people who have a high parentage, who are very rich, who are very knowledgeable, and who are beautiful, they cannot feelingly approach you. Even if they know bhakti is very important, these four categories of people, they cannot worship you. They cannot perform bhakti feelingly. Why? You're the property of the impoverished. Akinchana gocharam. Tom akinchana gocharam. You are the property of impoverished. You are property of poor people. But if you see Srimad Bhagavatam, Ambarish Maharaj, I don't think anybody is more richer than Ambarish Maharaj today. Maharaj Yudhishthir, Maharaj Ambarish, Maharaj Parikshit. Then why is that they have occupied the pages of Bhagavatam? When Kunti is telling if somebody is rich, they cannot do bhakti feelingly. They cannot approach Krishna feelingly. Can anyone guess? So they have that type of knowledge. These Rajarishis never felt, even though they were the emperors with probably richest persons on the planet, they never considered that money they had was owned by them. They considered it is all Krishna's money, I'm only a custodian. Okay, the position as a king, they may be wearing jewelry. They may be, what is that? They may be sitting on a golden throne. But they were doing it as service. They're least interested. They're only custodians. Very interesting. They were not attached. Because they were the custodians of wealth, they utilized that wealth in Krishna service. Amazing. Fully. That is the reason why, though they are the richest people of the planet in their times, they occupied the base of Bhagavatam. They gave importance to bhakti only. One day, one person went to Maharaj Janak and said, people say you have attained self-realization. You're sitting on a golden throne. You're wearing costly, all these ornaments. How? The sage went and asked him. I will answer you, but I'll put you to a test. If you pass in the test, then I'll answer you. So I am ready. So she told the servants, bring a glass of ghee. Bring a glass of ghee.
Na.
Bring a glass of ghee, and they gave it to him and said, you have to go around the palace and not even one drop should fall down. You're all listening?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So
Yes,
they gave, it's full. If you're not careful, even, it's full to the brim. So they gave him and said, Prabhu, you have to walk around the palace and come back. You need to make sure not even one drop falls down. He said, yes. And he was so careful. He was just going around the palace, fully concentrating on the ghee only. the cup of ghee only. And finally came back to Maharaj Janak and said, I did it. Not even one drop fell down. Maharaj Janak smiled and said, very good, you did it. But I have a question for you. Now, how many pillars are there in the palace that when you are walking around you saw? How many pillars are bedecked with jewels? How many pillars are bedecked with sapphires? How many jewels are bedecked with golden? How many pillars are gold plated? Tell me. How many are bedecked with sapphires? How many are bedecked with so jewels and gold plated? I said, I don't know. Why? Because my focus was only on the ghee. You said not even one drop should fall down. Maharaj Janak said, that is my answer. If you are focused on attaining self-realization, if your focus is on pleasing Krishna, samsiddhar haritosham. Samsiddhar haritosham. What is the goal of life? Atah pummi dujasreshta varna swanasitasya dharmasya samsiddhar haritosham. Pleasing Krishna is the goal of life. If Krishna is pleased, we make progress. As long as we harbor envy, greed, lust, and pride and anger, we cannot please. But then, when we pursue our process, sincerity. Okay, we may have all the impurities, but we are very sincerely trying. Krishna is happy with our sincerity. I have not seen any mother, who rejects the baby. Oh, baby, you passed stool. No, I will not. No, mother picks up the baby. Mother cleans the baby. And mother puts the baby in the, on the bed. The baby passes stool every day. Mother cleans every day without complaining. And mother loves the baby all the time. Likewise, Krishna also, he knows we have all these impurities, but Krishna never rejects us, sir, ma'am. Krishna loves us. But of course, Krishna doesn't want to be, mother doesn't want baby to be in the stool. What do you think? So, as long as we make an endeavor to get rid of these impurities, Krishna is very patiently encouraging us, wanting us to become free from these things. But Krishna never rejects us. In fact, we can overcome these things by Krishna's grace only. The fourth point before, it's already to 5. I'm sorry. What is the last point? The last point is the last point is discussing the truth. One should give a fear. One should give a fear. Actually, fear means what? Bodily absorption. Bhayam dvitiya abhiniveshitasya eshadupetasya viparyasvrati. 11th canto of Bhagavatam. Why does fear come? Absorption in bodily consciousness. When we declared rebellion on Krishna, and we forgot when we became rebellious on Krishna, and we forgot Krishna, we were blessed with 2 things. One is forgetfulness of Krishna. 3 things. 2, strong desire to enjoy independence of Krishna. 3, bodily absorption. 4, that has blessed us with a fear. To the extent we are absorbed in bodily consciousness, that much extent we are blessed with fear. Fear means you are bodily conscious. How do you become free from fear? Tanmayato vadavyatam bhakti kesham gurudev tatma. If we serve Guru and Krishna and discuss the glories of Krishna, Tavakatamrutam tapta jivanam kaibhiriditam kalmashapaham shravanamangalam srimata tatam bhuvigrunanti bhuridajana. Gopis are telling, my Lord, if we discuss the glories of your activities, Tavakatamrutam, it's nectar, my Lord. Shravanamangalam, discussing Krishna's glories, how wonderful is Krishna. Putana came to kill Krishna, but Krishna gave her the position of Mother Yashoda. Amazing Krishna. Who can be more merciful than Krishna? Who is telling this? Uddhava is telling. Krishna is merciful. Krishna is the kindest person. Krishna loves everyone. Krishna waits. Krishna has patience. Krishna is amazingly wonderful. Actually, Lord Chaitanya, is combination of Radha and Krishna. Lord Chaitanya cried for us. Daytime, Premarasa Niryasa Korite Aswadan Ragamarga Bhakti Loke Korite Pracharan. Daytime he cried for us. Ayyo, we are stuck in the cycle of birth and death. Nighttime, in the mood of Krishna, experiencing Radha Bhav, he cried for Radharani. In the mood of Radharani, he cried for Krishna. He's Krishna only, of course. So, Nityananda Prabhu and all, Nityananda Prabhu was willing to go through the episode of Jagai and Madai. He had no problem when Madai tried to break his head. One time he chanted Krishna and Madai. Please. Wow. We are in that fortunate sampradaya. So we should become free from, how do we become free from bodily consciousness? Discuss the glories of Krishna. Nasate vidyate bhavo na bhavo vidyate sata. No matter what you do, the body will eventually die. Siryati anena iti shariram. Body means that which is going to be slowly destroyed, sir. No matter you feed with ghee and gulab jamun rasgulla, this will go one day, this will leave you and me. For soul there is no death, for body there is no continuation. So like bubble on the water, wake up to the reality, take up Krishna consciousness, serve Guru and Krishna. I'm talking to myself, honestly speaking. I seek everyone's blessings so that I can apply on whatever I spoke today sincerely, because these are deadly enemies. These are pushing us in cycle of birth and death, birth after birth after birth. Billions and billions of years we are stuck in the cycle of birth and death only. Understanding that nobody will come, nothing will come, family will come, parents will come, children will not come, family members will not come, career will not come, jewelry will not come, body will not come. Let us take shelter of Krishna today by chanting the holy name. Srila Prabhupada came to this world, came to America and the rest of the world only to wake us up to the reality. Prabhupada was in ecstasy telling everyone, you are not this body but the spirit soul. Honestly speaking, I read Bhagvatam 1-2 times, but this today great verse is great. It's an application, it's an amazing verse where application is more important than the precept, preaching. I'm sorry, I'm also conditioned, so it's very easy to speak when somebody is listening. Thank you very much for your patient audience. Any question or comment? Otherwise, we'll end it.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Madanat Pranam to you. Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. I don't know how I have words to express how wonderfully, I've heard you second time, Prabhuji. Last week also I heard you. It was just so nice the way you explained the whole thing, especially in the beginning about lust. And, I'll have to go through it because, like you said, if we don't do the three things, we will forget it'll become zero next day. So I'm assuming, guide me. I will hear the class again. I will make some notes because morning sometimes we get busy with some things and we called on and then we miss one line or some words spoken by you. So then then we contemplate on it. So that was such a wonderful thing. We should do that for the classes going on here. Thank you so much for guiding us. And one small question I have is like, in spite of repeatedly hearing about this negative qualities of lust, anger, immediately, it just pops up. And then someone will say, oh, you are envious. And then you think, oh, yeah, again, it has come, enviousness has come towards someone. Someone has a bigger house, bigger car, or something like that, And then what happens is because we're in the material world and all these qualities keep coming on us. So when that enviousness, we are actually like bolte hain Hindi mein shikar, we are a victim at that particular point, what we should do that particular time to just to shun it out, so we can keep practicing this. Like they say, 21 days you practice something, going to Mangal Aarti, it becomes a habit. So how do we do this during every day when these, enviousness comes in our heart and mind? That's my question.
We should cut this at the thought level. Anything not that we do immediately, just, ध्यायते ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु भजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामः क्रोधो विजायते. Thinking, feeling and willing, you have 3 gears. First you think on it. I want to acquire a home. I want to buy a jewelry. Because we think happiness, first of all, let me tell you, happiness is not a product that is available in the Walmart or any other shop. Happiness is a state of consciousness. Even if you don't have anything, you'll be happy. Even if you have everything in this world, still you cannot be happy because it is connected to the mind. And of course, actually connected to consciousness. So how do we do? We have to understand this point. The second thing is, I said thinking, feeling and willing. So you want to buy a thing, you'll think of it. Then you'll feel it. If I wear jewelry, nice, I go to the party, everyone will come, amazing jewelry, Mataji. Neighbors envy, owners pride. Anita TV advertisement. So you feel it. What if I buy this off? What if I buy this car? What if I buy this jewelry? Then it'll go to third gear. Willing. No matter what, I'll buy this. So at 18, we opened our temple. I said, my Lord, this envy is actually this deadly. Please remove that envy. Or if it takes time, it's so deep-rooted. Give me strength not to act on it. We need to pray like that, genuinely. First thing. Second thing is positivity. We should Janayati asu vairagyam jnanam cha yad ahaitukam. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita. If you worship Krishna, 2 things will happen. Krishna will give you knowledge, causeless knowledge, and detachment from this world. So we need to be attached to somebody, right? So now today we are attached to lust, anger, greed. But we should be attached to Krishna first. If you have an intense bhakti, tivrena bhakti yogena, intensely chant, intensely, last time I said this, eat only, contamination enters through eyes, contamination enters through tongue, through the jnanendriyas, nose, ears, of course, but the most powerful one is the tongue. Don't eat outside. Eat only prasad. You want to eat pizza? Offer pizza to Krishna and eat. That's fine. Second thing is understand. Happiness is not in these products. Happiness is a state of consciousness. Call out Sridhar. Blissful. Lord Chaitanya is telling, I'll give you anything. Sridhar said, my Lord, don't be agitated. I'm happy. Wow. This person who has more holes in the roof than the roof, and whose dhoti has so many holes, is telling he's happy. Hare Krishna. Shivananda Sen would work only 6 months, and whatever the money he would get, he would take 300 to 400 people, 300 to 400 devotees to Bengal with his own money, arranging their accommodations on the way, providing breakfast, lunch and dinner. And they would stay in Puri probably 3-4 months with Lord Chaitanya, and they would come back. He did this throughout his life. Wow. Again, next year he would work for 6 months and he would make money. So the point is, happiness is in service. I'll have a question for you. And I'm sure you're married and you have kids. It's like, husband is there. Husband comes, you came, I made so many items, go and eat. There is some familiarity. Nobody will eat. Husband thinks, what is this? But you say, we are waiting for you. Amazing, please come. I made all these things, all these things for you only. When I was thinking, when I was cooking, I was thinking of you. Please eat. Even if there is salt, little less, salt is less, they will eat because you are showing affection. This is just a metal example. Happiness comes from affection actually. Loving relationships. What is Chaitanya Charitamrita? Devotees coming together, eating prasad, and chanting Harinam. with Krishna in the center. Haripal. So when the second thing is when somebody is, we should try to cultivate this habit of enjoying another's success. That is a medicine to envy. Gaurang Prabhu says, when somebody like, I got into medical, I got a medical seat. Congratulations, Prabhu. Envy means appreciation and negative appreciation. Why can't you make it positive appreciation? I got this job. Ooh, then heart pain in the heart. So much pain. How to do that? Congratulations, amazing, you did it, you cracked it. So you appreciate. Instead of negative appreciation, make it a positive appreciation. Congratulations, Prabhu. Congratulations, Mataji. You did it. Amazing. See what happens in your heart. There is no, first of all, that person will consider you as friend. Second thing is, at least for that moment, there is no enemy. So, of course, mind will try to prop it up again and again. He said, no, appreciate. That is a solution. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful example.
Thank you so
Hare
much,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. I just want to thank Prabhuji and just be visible so you can see me, Prabhuji. Like, because I feel little dishonor that we are seeing you, you're not seeing us. But I just enjoyed your class, and we really look forward every Tuesday. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the answer.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any other question or comment?
No, just wanted to thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful class with lovely examples. And for me also, you clarified about the lust. I really understood it so much better. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Nothing is there, we can end it. Anyone wants to? Amma.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj. Thank you for the wonderful class, Prabhuji. I have a question like, as a neophyte devotee, I'm a neophyte devotee, and we see like some very young initiated devotees, very young, like 18, 19, 20 years old kids, like kids for me, like, so very young devotees, double initiated devotees, and they have girlfriends and boyfriends, and in openly they talk, they sit in the, like, not in proper way. But when we tell our kids, like my own daughter, like 18-year daughter and my son, so how I can just tell, because they know these are wrong, like as we hear from the classes and all. So how I should tackle that situation, and what should I tell my kids about that? Because I don't want like they just कि कुछ वो गलत सोचे उनके बारे में, या कुछ मतलब फॉर रेगुलेटरी प्रिंसिपल्स के लिए, और क्योंकि बहुत ऐसा देखा है प्रभु जी, तो प्लीज जस्ट गाइड मी प्रभु जी, हाउ आई कैन जस्ट टेल माय किड्स.
इसलिए क्या है ना, स्टूडेंट लाइफ में पढ़ाई के ऊपर फोकस करना है, यू नो. अदरवाइज क्या होता है ना, ऑफ कोर्स आई टोल्ड विन, यू नो, बट टुडे वर्स इज अबाउट द इल्स ऑफ मनी. बट सबको मनी चाहिए, सिक्योरिटी, यू नो, सबको सिक्योर, यू नो, मनी में सिक्योरिटी देखते हैं लोग, सब लोग. सो आई मीन दैट्स द मेटेरियल वर्ल्ड. सो वी आर पार्ट ऑफ द मेटेरियल वर्ल्ड. Life is not just Bhagavatam class 7 to 8. So what is that? All right, पढ़ाई के ऊपर focus करो, you know. Then you can make a decision at the age of 25, but not now. They are doing, let them do what they want to do. That's not good. Yeah, because most of these boyfriend girlfriend things don't last. Almost 70% of marriages are divorced in first 3 years after marriage. During courtship, where people sit together and all whatever you're telling, during courtship, those things happen. During courtship, I can't wait to see you. 3 years after marriage, I don't want to see you. What happened? Once that sense enjoyment is over, egos come out. You're listening?
Yeah, Prabhu.
It's a very joke actually. शादी होने से पहले I don't want, I can't wait to see you. शादी के बाद I don't want to see you. क्या हुआ? So क्या है ना, honestly speaking, sense control makes you successful in this material world. It is proven by MIT experiment. People who do not have sense control, they will not become successful. So we should train our children in sense control. हम उनको मना नहीं करने के लिए, हम मना नहीं करने शादी करने के लिए, लेकिन अभी मत करो, पढ़ाई के ऊपर फोकस करो और 4-5 साल रुकिए, 4-5 साल रुको, then you can make a decision, or we'll look for you. But right now, because when the lust enters, focus goes down. But anybody who is able to focus there, they become successful. Outsiders are doing okay, that let them do, not for us. Bhagavatam is telling we shouldn't do this. But you can enter into this ashram once you get the job, that's fine. But not now. Student life, 25 years. Family life, 25 years. Vanaprastha, 25 years. Sannyas, 25 years. That's the Vedic culture. But of course, today it's not, these 4 things are not practically possible anyway. But simply you can tell, what is ISKCON trend, once the children grow up, father and mother, they move close to temple and they serve Krishna till the last day of life. That's the best. That's the trend in ISKCON now. So that's why you can wait to another 4-5 years, get degree, become an engineer, doctor, whatever, get a job, focus on bhakti. So finding it difficult, chant 2-3 rounds, eat prasad, but don't do wrong things.
My question is, Prabhuji, कि हम इनिशिएटेड डिवोटीज जो यंग डिवोटीज हैं उनको देखते हैं, मतलब बच्चे उनको देखते हैं, तो वो बच्चे पूछते हैं कि ये इनमें डिवोटीज में और जो बाहर की जो नॉन डिवोटीज हैं जो प्रैक्टिस नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो फर्क क्या है? वो ये भी तो वही कर रहे हैं कि लड़का लड़की मतलब इनिशिएटेड होके ये ऐसे घूम रहे हैं, मतलब एक ऐसा
So initiated, okay, so that
हाँ जी, हाँ। तो
I
बच्चे ये
forgot.
पूछते हैं कि इनिशिएटेड होके ये लोग मतलब डिवोटीज ऐसे करते हैं, तो इनमें और बाहर के में क्या फर्क है? क्योंकि वो वही काम कर रहे हैं जो बाहर वाले जो नॉन डिवोटी हैं वो कर रहे हैं, तो वो मैं उनको कैसे समझाऊं कि
समझ में नहीं
मतलब अपनी मर्जी, मतलब मैं समझाती हूँ बट एक प्रॉपर वे प्रभु जी की उनका नजरिया गलत ना हो बच्चों का, मतलब मेरे बच्चों का।
एक्चुअली क्या ना, पहला चीज है कि बाहर लोगों का नॉलेज ही नहीं, उनके बारे में बात करना, इट्स वेस्ट ऑफ टाइम। ओके, ये तो इनिशिएटेड है, एवरीवन हैज इंडिपेंडेंस माता जी। to what extent you want to follow Krishna consciousness, it's up to you. So Krishna has given us free will. So some people misuse the free will by 10%, some people misuse the free will by 20%, 30%. But we should follow to the best of our knowledge. You be strict with yourself and you be lenient with others. उनके बारे में सोचिए मत, आप उनको you can't make them better. You learn from others' wrongdoings. Why do you take them as the role models? You take your father as the role model. You take somebody else in the temple as the role model. Why are you going for negative examples? Why can't you go for positive examples? This is not good. Bhagavatam is telling, अच्छा नहीं है। तो इसलिए मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, 4-5 साल के बाद, जॉब मिलने के बाद, यू कैन मेक डिसीजन, अभी नहीं। हमारे कम्युनिटी में भी व्हाट इज दैट, वी आल्सो हैव अ टेंपल। ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग, आज तक मैं देखा नहीं। It all depends on preaching, actually. It all depends on management. But one thing, let me tell you, Mataji, what is that? It's लोगों को भी डर है. There is no, society has changed a lot. Nobody's parents are not trying to arrange. Even if they arrange, it's not happening. So let me find out myself. That's what people are doing. So I will not find fault with them. Simple thing, the thing you want to tell, you want to tell your children, do you want to follow right example or wrong example? Look for a right example. If nobody is there, you set a right example. Others will follow you. That is not good according to scriptures. 4-5 साल रुको ना, सेंस कंट्रोल के ऊपर आप ध्यान देंगे, आपका जीवन आसान हो जाएगा. What do you think?
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we'll end it here. Thank you very much. And Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavanam vaishnavibhyo.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि अश्वंत की जय. प्रभात की जय.
Jai.
Spoken
Jai.
English.
विष्णु प्रभु जी की जय.
Yay.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a
Thank
wonderful
you,
class.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Nice, wonderful class. Hare Krishna. That was
Hari
fun.
Bol. Hare Krishna.
We look forward to hearing from you, Prabhuji, next week. Hare Krishna.
Yes, yes. We promise on every Tuesday.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mata.